Welcome back. In our top story, the Ghana Revenue Authority has indicated that full implementation of 5 tax bills passed by Parliament did not take effect from 1st January 2024 as expected. Parliament last Friday passed 5 tax bills. Key among them is the VAT Amendment Bill, which may increase motor insurance by more than 30% from 2024, and the emission levy, which imposes another annual 100 Ghana cedi charge on petrol and diesel car owners. But Commissioner General Reverend Dr. Mishadai Owusu-Amwa says some conditions must be met first before enforcement. There's more in this report.
Deep into the night, Friday 22nd December, Parliament was busy. It has, by majority decision, passed a raft of new taxes set to take effect this new year, despite opposition from the NDC MPs. The VAT Amendment Bill imposes a value-added tax on insurance premiums, which will raise the cost from this new year. This bill also imposes a VAT on imported textbooks, erasers, and other stationery. On the positive side, however, this bill zero rates VAT on locally manufactured sanitary pads. Government says this will bring down the cost of sanitary pads on the market. The House also approved the emissions levy bill, again despite opposition from the NDC, which imposes a levy of 100 cedis on petrol and diesel vehicles. Describe these taxes as regressive and not well thought through.
What sort of tax is this? It's regressive. It's regressive because the person using a motorbike should not pay the same tax to the person using Lexus NX570. The Speaker, so we should be careful what we are legislating on. They came and they were saying they were moving from taxation to production. Mr. Speaker, I thank God that I didn't die. Otherwise, if anybody had told me today we will be imposing taxes on Ghanaians under this government, I would have said the person is a liar. Mr. Speaker, the only hope for the people of Ghana is that the NDC or the minority this parliament at this moment in time that prevent the people of Ghana from further taxes and further hardships. And we are going to do exactly that.
The majority side mounted a spirit defense.
By 2030, combustion engines will be outlawed. We will not get those combustion engines to cover those cars. And it will become extremely punitive, even more expensive to even bring such car parts. Our brothers of politics, they are pushing everything aside as if what is happening today has never occurred. Mr. Speaker, I never knew that taxing your own people to develop the same environment that will benefit the poor and everyone along the social stratification defines an alien economy.
In the end, when it came down to a vote, the majority, the side with more numbers won, and the taxes were passed. The GRA said they may increase transport fares by up to 60% due to the emissions levy bill. Abbas Imoru speaks for the union.
We are paying sanitation and pollution levy 10% on a litre. We are paying on this pollution. Then what another term they use emission different terminology to tax and pay. We've written to the Speaker so that it presents it. We want to create awareness to our representatives in Parliament that no, it should be exempted or it should be changed. In the letter, we indicated that if nothing is being done about it, we will increase welfare not less than 60%. We indicate this in the letter as well, where we are getting to. We are pleading with Parliament to do something about it.
The Ghana Road Transport Coordinating Council, which regulates such decisions, backing the GPRTU on this one. The Ghana Revenue Authority, meanwhile, says despite an effective date of 1st January, all these new taxes may not come into effect immediately. Reverend Dr. Woes is Commissioner General of the GRA.
Once the bill is approved by Parliament, normally in the approval process, there could be some amendments, some changes here and there. And so even though our team have already started trying to put together the parties' notes and the processes, we cannot come out with it until the final bill is given to us. Then you will notice whether there are some changes. So once you notice that, you have to now go back and then finish it. So it's the interval between the time of approval and then there may be another week or two or whatever it takes for us to also finalize the necessary documentation around it. So the aim is to start from 1st January, but the practical, what do you call it? The practicability, is that the word?
Yeah.
Yes, is what actually finally determines. So once we get it, then we'll look at what we need to do.
All these new taxes are expected to bring in close to 12 billion cedis into the government kitty. Our government seeks to meet IMF conditionalities. For JoyNews, Kwikwa Sante.
The Ghana Online Drivers Union is pushing for the Transport Ministry to regulate operations of online hailing services. They argue that if the Ghana Revenue Authority decides to carry on with their plan to reintroduce the vehicle income tax, it is only fair that the Transport Ministry steps in as a third party to regulate pricing. We'll hear from the Commissioner General of the VAT of the Ghana Revenue Authority. But first, let's listen to the union.
I think that sometimes people should understand because it's the same people who say widen the net. And like you said, we are focusing on the same people all the time and we are creating fatigue. And then when we are trying to widen the net, they say, why are you going to this area? Why are you going to this area?
Because people are worried about the impact on the cost of living because these firms would definitely pass on these costs. So if without them, and you might be hitting your target, maybe let's excuse them.
So then widen the net. So I think that is people should, and sometimes when they say these things, it's important that we deepen and widen the net. And if there are some
we were hoping that the GRA will actually engage us. Will actually, like he said, he's now widening up the net. So widening up the net before you go to someone's house to take something, at least you know, you let the people know that you are coming in. Let there be a consultation, let there be a collaboration, let there be a teamwork, put people on committee, put people on board. We can actually work. So we are hoping that the GRA will actually make things proper this year. Not only that, we are also hoping and praying that the Ministry of Transport to actually regulate the system. There will be a legislation that will make it official, make it commercial. Because if it's not commercial, how can the GRA tax us? How can we pay? We're already paying a value-added tax, 21 since July 2023, and we think that the way things are going on in this country must be done and must be done right, so that everybody will be happy. Drivers are already paying too much. We are scared that the introduction of VAT will allow car owners to actually increase sales. Weekly sales, should they increase their sales? Already, our sister union, that is GPRTU, have threatened to increase fares of up to 60% or not less than 60%. Now, here we are now, because there's no regulation, nobody determines the pricing, the fare for Uber, Bolt, and Yango. Government must come in as a third party, as the referee, as the intermediary, and say, okay, I want to come in and then determine pricing of base fare. But because there's no regulation, there's a vacuum. So Uber is charging differently as low as
10 cities, sometimes 12 cities. We have to go on strike and demonstration before the increase. It's not fair. And so to us, when cowardice increase, our sales, our weekly sales, then we have no option and also at least go on a nationwide strike. And then two, we are going to charge our own fares. So like I'm saying, we have to look at everything logically, and then you request a car and the driver picks up, then you will be a negotiation with you and the driver, they'll be bargaining. If the driver agrees, you also agree, the driver comes and pick you. We don't get there, and then unless of course the Uber, Bolt, and Yango have to block everybody. You have to block everybody in this kind. I don't think they are ready to do that. So we expect that the government GRA should call for a meeting. The union must be present. That will represent the drivers, Uber, Bolt, and Yango, and the Ministry of Transport. All of us.
So you heard Francis Kwekutenge, who is the chairman of the Ghana Online Drivers Union, and before that you heard from the Commissioner General of the GRA, Reverend Dr. Amishadai Owusu Amwa. Now, some young betting enthusiasts insist government's plan to collect a 10% withholding tax on their winnings is unthinkable and must be reconsidered. Government, in the last quarter of 2023, directed betting companies to implement the directive this year. However, some people who bet told my colleague Michael Ashali on New Year's Eve that it is not fair to tax their hard-earned money.
The bet where we stake, you don't know where we get the money from. You don't say the system inside. Why should I know they plenty like that? So that be what we take the do on our 1, 2, 1, 2. But if you talk bet and you want to take the percentage, see if you take one step still we go stake the bet. So that one you know say go add then but go stop then. Massa. We go stake with that. Unless you close the betting system. So
I think the taxes is too much for us. Paying taxes is not offended, it's good. If you're benefiting from what you are paying to the government, I think if government access to pay more, we can do it. But it's okay, we are paying the taxes day in, day out, new tax, but we are not seeing the benefit of what we are paying. Will you be happy to pay the new tax? You should break it up. Let's call John understand. So we agree on what the taxes are going to do for us.
That one is not fair, because now you are cutting the bet to get something. Now you get something, they are going to take you tax inside. What about if the bet will chop you? The government will give you something. They will give you anything. So they will take you tax you where you chop the bet. If you will take tax, you for take tax from the people who are cutting the bet, who are the people who are operating the bet, the commercials. If you take the tax from them, not the person who cuts and chop where will take the tax from them. That one is not fair. See now, I don't know what to say because the country is already destroyed. It's a gamble. It's a gamble. Why somebody will cut gambling and chop there, you take the person who cut gambling there, you take tax from them. That one is not fair.
Why me I go do my car, I go stick my bet, I go chop, then you can't take percent. You take the percent, we make quiet. You start want to add again. No. You know good. You know good. Therefore, stop. We need to benefit anything inside our tax in Africa here. Most Ghana, and we have many things where then they put tax on it. It's normal, but no bet.
Seriously, no good though. Because like this, no. We don't know where we get the money from. Where they come seek the bet for this side. So if they do, then they take tax, they kill us. So you go take 15 cedis, you go chop 15 cedis, and you go take 10%. How much you go take for this one bet inside? No good give us. So make Nanado do something about it.
Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has committed to peace as Ghana goes to the polls later this year. Speaking at the Action Chapel International Crossover Service, the NPP flag bearer urged all political actors to commit to resolving disputes through the courts. Here are excerpts.
I am here to say that as we enter 2024, this is going to be a year of a general election in Ghana. Ghana is a blessed country. We are the most peaceful country in West Africa and the second most peaceful country in Africa. We don't have to take it for granted. I believe that when you look at all our neighboring countries, you have a lot of turmoil, but Ghana seems to be an oasis of peace. But I don't think it has just happened by coincidence. I believe God has his hands on Ghana, and we should continue to pray to maintain our peace and stability in Ghana. So we may have differences politically, but the election should not result in any instability. In Ghana, when we have difficulties or disagreements over elections, we go to court and we settle the matter in court. You and I were not there, and we will settle it that way and go back and live peacefully. And this is how I expect the 2024 elections to go peacefully, but we have to pray. Papa, please remember the country in your prayers as we execute the 2024 election. I would say that Papa threw an open invitation for next year, and I am very hopeful that next year I will be here to give testimony for what you.
Our flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, John Mahama, has assured the youth of his intention to work towards redeeming the image of the country if elected. According to him, Ghana is supposed to be the black star of Africa, but has fallen. Due to the present economic difficulty, many, especially the youth, continue to lose hope in the country. Mr. Mahama has pledged of his preparedness to work towards improving situation in the country.
Never give up on your country. God finished with Ghana yet. We're going through crisis. We're going through crisis, but he is not giving up on us. There's sometimes when God uses experience not only to test us, but also to give us a learning experience. He could have taken his children from Egypt and sent them straight to Canaan. But why did he let them wander in the bush for 40 years and 40 nights? So that they would learn and appreciate Canaan and what he had laid up for them. So sometimes we go through tribulations, but it doesn't mean we must throw up our hands in despair and give up. Never, 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 never give up. We must continue to battle, to work hard until we achieve the objective that we set ourselves. And so this year is 2024. Let us continue to have hope and believe that God's plan for Ghana is not over, and that we will have the opportunity to make a choice at the end of this year in December 2024. And that God will prosper this country, and that this country will rise again. We're supposed to be the black star of Africa. Today, that black star has fallen on the ground. But I can assure you that black star will rise again. And I assure you that as long as some of us remain in politics and in leadership, we will give our all, we will work hard, we will do our best to make sure that we leave this country a better place than we met it. I have children like you, and I must do my best so that my children can have a future. And so I can assure you that we will do our best, my community and Haruna and all of them, we will do our best as long as we remain in politics to make this country worth living in. And so don't give up hope. We haven't given up hope. You shouldn't give up hope. Because the future belongs to you. So please don't give up. Work hard and continue that opportunity will come.
Imagine storing your bath water to flush your toilet or having to keep your baby's bath water to wash your clothes. And how about being forced to rely on sachet water for meal preparation? That has become the plight of hundreds of residents of Gulf Estate in the Thompson municipality of the Greater Accra region. For 3 weeks, their taps have run dry, impacting their quality of life. There's more in this report.
Scenes like these are common at Gulf City, the Thompson municipality of the Greater region, because their pipelines don't flow regularly. For weeks, residents have resorted to using bowls for bathing as a means of harvesting wastewater to flush their toilets.
It is tough for us these days, so what we do is bath into bowls so that we can harvest the wastewater to flush our toilets. Both the elderly and kids now bath like that. Sometimes, some are even compelled by the lack of water to go to nearby bushes to ease themselves.
According to affected residents, although low water pressure has been a persistent issue in the area, it has worsened in the last 3 weeks.
For Christmas, it has been one of the dull Christmas we've ever experienced for the past years, because we have passed through the festivity without water.
For more than 2 weeks now, we haven't had water. It's been about 3 weeks actually. So you buy sachet water or you buy from the water tankers. That's what we do. This morning I had to use sachet water to bath. Okay, you ration water. If you need to do something, you are checking. You are putting priorities because of lack of water.
Apart from inconveniencing lives, businesses like this washing bay have been forced to shut down.
It starts from the barrier to high tension. I've been talking about over 1,000 houses. My closest neighbor, who is the washing base woman, have closed his business within the Christmas festivity. There's no business, and you know that when there's no business in there, the workers are the people that are mostly affected, because throughout about 2 weeks now, the workers are not working.
But what is the root cause of the problem?
So the only solution can solve the problem. We should get the 4 inches first.
Residents believe the Ghana Water Company Limited must install new pipelines to permanently address the challenge.
It will be very better if they lay new pipes for us. It will be very better and put us on a good line, so that anytime they pump direct to our neighborhood.
When contacted, the Tamale Regional Communications Manager of the Ghana Water Company Limited, Thompson says the concerns will be investigated.
We have just had the information. It has just come to our attention actually. So quickly, my regional chief manager himself has directed a team headed by the regional distribution manager as we speak now, so that they can go to the ground, they carry out investigation, and as soon as possible, we'll try to resolve the challenge there, and then customers over there can also enjoy some water. So we are assuring them that the issue has come to our attention, and investigation is being carried out, so as soon as possible, we'll be able to resolve the challenge there, and they can enjoy some water.
Now, residents will have to enjoy the situation while hoping the utility company addresses their concerns. Carlos Caloni, JoyNews, Gulf City.
Now, death puts an end to all misery in the world. However, death can also leave families devastated in debt. My colleague Caleb Mensah has been speaking with funeral industry players who complain that it is no longer affordable to bury the dead.
Death is inevitable and a leveler. To some, it signifies the end of all troubles on earth. But besides leaving families emotionally devastated, it also leaves many pockets empty. Ghanaian funerals can be a drain on the pairs. Becky Bosomche buried her father 2 weeks ago. To finalize the burial and funeral, she came to this conclusion.
It's now expensive to die because recently my father died. I think we buried him 2 weeks ago, and looking at the expenses we have made, it's so much.
The fees are many. Mortuary fees, undertaker fees, hearse fees, casket fees, and many more.
Mortuary fee is so expensive. We paid a lot that I can't put the figure here though. But some of the mortuary fees, I think the government should do something about it. In the burial space, you have to pay for it. The cement and everything that you use for the burial is expensive.
Ansa makes caskets for a living, agrees with Becky. Indeed, skyrocketed. Daniel says all materials for making coffins have shot up. Our Cemetery is one of the cheapest cemeteries in Accra. Accra Metropolitan Assembly recently increased the burial fees from 600 to 1,000 cedis.
I don't think it is expensive because the 1,000 cedis that you pay, it goes with the space, not just only the space that is taken. We don't just bury in the quite the earth grade like that. You still need to put in some form of block inside the grave before we bury. So all these things has a cost.
Florence Kuchi is the director at the Accra Public Health Department. She justifies the increment of burial fees.
Cost of labor, cost of water, cost of cement, and everything goes into it. Depending on how also determine on the amount you are going to pay. So costly is relative. I can say that. Depending on where you are going to bury and the location that will determine whether. But I can tell you, our cemetery is still the costless, the cost-effective place to bury in Accra.
Bernard Kwashi is a gravedigger at the Osu Cemetery. He has noted that the current economic crunch has made it more difficult for families to organize funerals.
For this government burial there, this government support the burial because there was a time people have been not spending money on burial like this, but the government, everything is hardship to do something. So if nobody can help you or to support to do the burial for this government, we are dying by this time there to bury. It's very hard.
However, many bereaved families disagree with the AMA. Indeed, the economic situation has made burial more expensive. But would you rather organize a modest funeral? Would you still insist on an expensive, befitting funeral for your loved one to even know how much you spend on them? The best report for JoyNews.
And that's how we conclude the news on the AM show. Please stay with us. We'll take a break. We'll be back with a news review.